One is the service automation, then service quality management, then package onboarding, then package management. It's 7. Package management, service operations management, virtual machine management, and resource management. Now in the service automation, so we are looking after the service orchestration, that how to control all the services. Means that if somebody wants to scaled up their infrastructure, that case the provisioning is there or not, and whether I should give him the option to scale up their infrastructure. Now if I give him the scale up of his infrastructure, that case on which way, through spawning or scaling up the existing infrastructure. So those decisions will be taken by the service orchestration. So this is the nucleus of the entire system. Next thing is that service catalog management. Service catalog management consists of what are the different types of services we are going to offer. Next is the service provisioning. Service provisioning means on what way we are going to provision them the services. Okay. Next is the service template management. Service template management means what are the different types of template services we are giving as a package in the form of a template. Like you have seen the T1.micro, T2.large, T3.extra large. So these are the specific name of a template. Each of the templates have a specific configuration. So I need a system to manage the entire service template. Okay. So this is basically part of the service automation. Next is the service quality management. So in service quality management, we have the capacity management, availability management, and service level management. Capacity management means if the different types of users are asking for different types of service scale up, scale down, or different types of other services which are right now the cloud service provider is not providing. So that case, I need to check that my capacity management, that how much capacity of services they are asking for and how much capacity I have, how much capacity I need to increase. So all those things. Okay. So capacity increasing is not the solution every time. If I am increasing the capacity, but most of the time those capacities are remain underutilized, what is the use of increasing those capacity? So that case, for a certain period of time, if the capacity increase request comes or the service request comes, that case I will take the services from any third party. And if I find out that those service requests are coming throughout the year, that case I can go for the capacity management. Okay. Next is the availability management. Means that which services are available in which availability zone. So managing the entire thing is called the availability management. Correct. Next is the service level management. Now, if I am going to provide you the service, that case, what is the service level of each of the user? Means that if he is a postpaid user, that case the service level will be one kind. If it is a prepaid user, then the service level will be another kind. So I need to take care of that, what kind of services they are asking for and what kind of user they are. Next is the package onboarding. Means that I have to provide the service in terms of a package, and the package we are giving the different types of templates. Now, before launching the package, I need to certify the package and I have to register the package. So that this certified package and what is the certification validity, so all those things will be written. Suppose if I am giving a virtual machine with Red Hat Linux, PHP, MySQL. So that case, a certain version of PHP and certain version of MySQL I am going to provide with that package, right? Now, what is the validity of that PHP version or the MySQL version? So that I need to mention, because after a certain period of time that new version of PHP or MySQL may come. So that case, it may not work. So everything will be written in the certification. Correct? Next is the package management. Now, whenever I am giving the package, I am giving the package in terms of a template. Now, those packages will be either termed as the image or either it will be termed as the metadata. So I need two verticals. One is for the image management, another vertical is for the metadata management. Metadata management means this package is been created and this package will be stored, what kind of storage systems, what kind of network, that is whether VPN we are providing or not. So all those things will be written within this metadata. Right. Next is the service operations management. Service operation management consists of how to monitor the services and whether entire services is running fine or not, whether any disruption within the services are coming or not, whether the service get down or not. In case of service disruption or service down, I need to create one event management system, event incident management system. Actually, this is called change management system also. Okay. That means I have to create one event log. So this time the service gets down. Okay. Next is the virtual machine management. So virtual machine management is basically the virtualization management and instance management. Virtualization management, you know how to manage your virtual machine. Next is the instance management, means how to manage the different at a certain moment of time, the snapshot of that image. That is called the instance management. Okay. Next, in the resource management, we have the configuration management, change management, asset management, and license management. So, the entire resources I have, what are the configuration of those resources, those configuration I need to make. Change management, if any failure occurs or any disaster occurs or any updation is required. So all those details, whether to update it or not, if I going to for updation, that case the log details, everything will be managed by the change management system. Next is my asset management. So what are the resources I have, and what are the backup systems to give the services to those resources. So everything will comes under this asset management. And next is the license management. So in the license management, we have to create a provision to manage the third-party vendors license. So this is all about the different kinds of services and their management system. Now, student, is this okay?
Sorry, sir. Can you repeat the instance management?
Instance management means right now you have created the virtual machine. Within this virtual machine, you are updating something. Okay. Now, before updation, you don't know that after updation whether my system will become stable or not. ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि सारा काम करना बंद कर दिया, अपडेट तो कर दिया, अभी सिस्टम गर्म हो रहा है ना मोबाइल पे ऐसा. So in those cases, what you can do, if you find out that after updation my systems are not working fine, my system becomes unstable, that case what I should do, I should go to my previous version before the updation. Yes or no? If the system doesn't work after the updation, after the update, what you should do, you should go to your previous version before the updation. So that case, what you have to do before the updation, you have to create one snapshot of the system, so that in case any problem happens after the updation, you can take that snapshot so that you can back to your previous version. So that is the main job of instance management. Arpita, am I able to clarify?
Yes, sir.
Anything else? Now the operation service system is okay, clear? If it is clear,
Yes, sir.
write 1.
Yes.
If explanation is required, please write 0. Great. Okay, so our next topic is operational view of cloud management. So in case of operational view is basically what are the operation subsystems, operation systems, operation support systems you have seen. Now how to give those, how to manage those services to the different kinds of users or different kinds of entity within the cloud services. So that is the main job of the operational view of the cloud system. So before that, on the top of the operational view of the cloud management are the different types of users. Now, different types of users are there and how they will access your cloud services. So there will be an access layer on top of the user services. And after that, there are different types of management services will be there. So now first classify what are the different kinds of users are there. So first classification is the normal users, that is the personal users like you and me. Now, not a corporate users, right? Apart from that, there may be customer manager. There may be product manager, third-party product manager. Another kind of user is their customer service representative. Suppose if you raise any issue, that case you will raise that issue to the customer service representative. Now to resolve your issue, the customer service representative need to access your services. Correct? Okay. So all these 4 services will go through the access management. What is the job of the access management? Access management, I should write it over where? इस पेज में लिख देता हूँ या next पेज में. Functions of access management is to, first one is the customer service management. Then authentication. Authorization. Now coming back to this point, so different types of users are there: customers manager, product manager, customer service representative, or normal users. They will go to the access management. Access management will give them the customer service management based on their user category. But before letting them to access my services, I need to check their authentication and authorization. So that job will also be done by the access management. Okay. Now, after when their authentication and authorization is been done, then they will give the different types of operational support system and business support system. Now, some of the users may already I told that one of the term, that storefront. You can remember the last day I have discussed about one of the term, storefront. Can anybody tell me what is the job of the storefront? Suppose if I have
it is like TeamViewer.
bolo. Bolo Sajad.
Like TeamViewer, which is
TeamViewer, but in a sophisticated manner. Yeah. In case of TeamViewer, you can right now, as a normal user, you can access only one client's machines. You can have the control of one client machine. But through the storefront, you can access and control the multiple clients' machine. Means that you are the project manager of a project. Under you, 15 employees are working in a project. Now you need to check that what are the issues they are going through, and if you want to control their systems, so you can control it through this storefront. Means that within your screen you will find out that the 15 desktops are there. Now you can click on any one of the desktop and you can work on that particular desktop and resolve these issues. Correct? So this kind of services may be provided to them through the storefront or customer management. Partner management. Provider management, service provider management. Below that, we have the cloud service aggregation and integration. Please draw this one, and after that I will discuss. I will explain. Draw up to this much. If your drawing is done, please write it in the chat box 1. Okay, done, right? Okay, fine. So till now, what we have done that we have find out the different types of users to access the different types of management systems. These are the basically a part of your business support system and operation support systems. Storefront, customer management, partner management, provider management. There are several other management also. Maybe their asset management. As a generic way, we have written this one. Now to access this one, I need to go through the access management to identify or to give my identity so that they can give us the access to that particular system. Okay. After that, they will go to the cloud service aggregation and integration. The cloud service aggregation and integration will basically handle the business support system and your operation support systems. So it is handling this one, as well as what it is doing that those services, storefront or customer management or partner management or provider management, it is basically on top of your cloud services, right? Now there are two kinds of cloud services. One is that external cloud services, that means AWS or IBM cloud or whatever it may be. That means from the external cloud service provider, I am taking their services. Or another is then on in-house cloud services. That means in-house I have the private cloud infrastructure and how to give them access to those services. Now, if it is an external cloud management, that case I have to give the services to the remote cloud provisioning or the remote cloud management system, right? And also within this external cloud management system, I have the SaaS management, PaaS management, or the IaaS management. So all those management systems, they will be integrated by the cloud service aggregation and integration system. Okay, so what are the basic services? Let us figure it out. One is the remote cloud provisioning. Remote cloud provisioning will be provided for the external cloud services. Local SaaS provisioning. local PaaS provisioning. Apart from this, we have the integration adapter. SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS management. So I am writing it together, but in the book you'll find out separate way. As the space, there is lack of space, so I am writing it together only. Okay, so these are the different types of management services I need to manage. One is the remote cloud provisioning in case of the external cloud services, or local SaaS provisioning, local PaaS provisioning, integration adapter, SaaS PaaS, and IaaS management. IaaS management. You can write it this place also if it space permits. So these two you can write in this space. Okay. Now the management side is clear. Now you need to take care of the resource management. So what are the different kinds of resources? One is that if you are taking the services from the external cloud services, that case the resource you cannot manage. You don't have the option to manage because the cloud service provider will manage this one. So that case, what you have to do? You have to write it just the external cloud service management only. External cloud service management. And for the internal, we have the virtualization management, resource management. Means private cloud, we have the virtualization management. We have the resource management. So this is the basic structure of the entire operational view of the cloud management. So please draw it down, and after that I will discuss the entire thing once again from the beginning. Once the drawing is over, please let me know. Once the drawing is over, please write one.